Hello everyone, welcome back. Welcome back. As you guys can see by the title and the thumbnail of this video, we are talking about spooky reads. I'm so excited to scare the shit out of myself with the literature. I'm so excited. As you guys can tell, I am very excited today. It is because it's starting to feel cold outside. It is officially dropping off temperature wise, which means the best part of the year is here. I'm so excited. So with that being said, we are talking about spooky reads, not cozy, comfy fall reads. We're talking about spooky reads. So I don't think, okay, these are all of the ones, oh, I just blinded myself with my own freaking light. These are the books that are on my spooky TBR. These are the spooky books that I want to read this year. These are the spooky reads that you guys should definitely read this year if you haven't already. So let's go ahead and get started. So book one is Final Exam by Geoffrey Meyer. It is also a major motion picture, so I'd really like to get to this one. It's also really short. I think, how much? 182. It's literally less than 200 pages. This is such a quick, easy, scare the shit out of yourself read. Like, so easy to scare your shit out of your, okay. The back of this says, gruesome graduation. On a quiet, secluded springtime campus, students are trying to get through those last couple of exams before escaping home for the long summer ahead. Everything's very predictable. It's the same every year, only not this year. Overnight, what was peaceful, even boring, is shattered by horror shot through with sickening, terrifying murder at the hands of a demented killer. Identity unknown, motivation obscure, death final. As the knife plunges into yet another unsuspecting body, there seems to be no end in sight. This is gonna scare the shit out of me and I'm so excited. The next book that I want to read for spooky season is Hell's Gate by Richard Compton. This is a detective novel, so I figured this would be a cozy but also scare the shit out of yourself read. So it says, when we first met Detective Muller, an hour of the Red God, he was heralded as a wonderful, complex, and tragic protagonist. Now Muller is back in Hell's Gate, only this time the Maasai warrior turned detective has been banished. His career seems to have taken a nosedive. The other policemen do not welcome this stranger in their midst. Muller suspects them of extortion and bribery that plague the force. But when the body of a flower picker turns up in the lake, he begins to wonder if his new colleagues might be involved in something even more sinister. For all is not as it seems in Hell's Gate. Amid rumors of a local death squad, disappearances, and blackmail, Muller is forced not only to confront his Maasai heritage, but also to ask himself where justice truly lies. And upholding the law, is he doing what is right? This one could be very interesting. I'm really excited for that one as well. Next is Flight of a Witch by Ellis. This looks so cute. Like, I don't know what it is about this cover, but I'm genuinely obsessed with it. But anyway, 18-year-old Annette Beck has a haunting, innocent beauty few can forget. There isn't a man in her small Shropshire village, who hasn't once fallen in love with her. One ordinary Thursday just before tea time, Annette goes out to mail a letter and doesn't return. Tom Kenyon, a young schoolmaster who boards with the Becks, saw her disappear over the Hallow Mount, a nearby hill local legends claim to be inhabited by witches. After an agonizing 5-day disappearance, Annette returns and insists that she has only been gone for 2 hours. Why would she lie? Who could be expected to believe such a preposterous claim? When witnesses identify her as having been lurking near the site of a murder in Birmingham, her silence takes on the overtones of a cover-up. But who's she trying to protect? This is gonna be so good. There's so many good books. Okay, this is Love Without Blood by Raz Steele. Obviously, we've got to get some vampire romances up here. We've got to get some vampire romances. The intruder then compelled Dr. Laura West to remove the bullet from his shoulder. She treated his wound, but that quelled neither his desire for the sweet life pulsing through the flesh of her thigh, nor the rampant animal lust that defines his existence. The darkness has just begun. Dr. West's identity, what she wants, all stands in danger of being devoured. Nothing is ever the same for those inducted into the sinister world of vampires, be the newly turned monsters or the government agents sworn to destroy them. Laura West has tasted both power and passion, and a price must be paid. Yet she glimpsed salvation in the night. Hope still remains for love without blood. I love a vampire romance, so this is going to be so good. I'm very excited. Then we've got A Drink of Me by Jacquelyn Frank. This is another vampire romance. Look at how good this cover is. I'm obsessed with that. Anyway, in a world where emotion can be a deadly weapon, one slight battered runaway holds the key to a dark and twisted enigma. Drink of me, she whispers, her silver eyes trusting, pleading. What female dares speak such words to one of the Sanjay? His people are scorned by every race for their fierce sensuality, their fearful rituals, and as prime, Rule is the most telepathically gifted of them all. But nothing has prepared him for the intensity of emotion radiating from the outlander rescued by his pack. Terrified, tormented, but beautifully beyond measure, Mystique shatters his legendary control. As she reaches for him in the steamy heat of healing baths, he knows this blind need can have but one end. In blood and knowledge and ecstasy. Oh, buddy, this is gonna be hot. This is gonna be hot, and I'm really excited for this one as well. Both of these ones I picked up at a blind date with a book. Yeah, it was at a blind date with a book in Williamsburg. So I picked up like 4 books at that blind date with a book. So these were 2 of them that they just screamed fall. So spooky season, here we come. Then I picked this one up at a $5 fill-a bag, and it is The Vanished Bride by Bella Ellis. This one looks really, really, really interesting. I also love a good mystery. I love a good, I don't know what it is about a mystery, but I love a mystery. So, before they became legendary writers, Charlotte, Emily, and Anne Bronte were detectives. Yorkshire, 1845. A young wife and mother has gone missing from her home, leaving behind 2 small children and a large pool of blood. Just a few miles away, a humble parson's daughters, the Bronte sisters, learn of the crime. Charlotte, Emily, and Anne Bronte are horrified and intrigued by the mysterious disappearance. These 3 creative, energetic, and resourceful women quickly realize that they have all the skills required to make for excellent lady detectives. Not yet published novelists, they have well-honed imaginations and are expert readers. And as Charlotte remarks, detecting is reading between the lines, it's seeing what's not there. As they investigate, Charlotte, Emily, and Anne are confronted with society that believes a woman's place is in the home, not scouring the countryside looking for clues. But nothing will stop the sisters from discovering what happened to the vanished bride, even as they find their own lives are in great peril. Please, I'm gonna eat this up. I literally am gonna eat this up. Next is another super short one. Let's look to see how many pages this is. "130 pages in total. And that is When the Curtain Rises by Rachel Dunstan Muller. This literally grabbed my attention so quickly. I don't know if it's because it's theater related or if it was the cover. I have no idea what grabbed my attention, but I was pulled in with this book. So, the stage beneath her began to turn, and then suddenly it was not a stage, but a carousel populated by wolves and wild dogs and other dark beasts. They were fixed in place on the carousel, and yet somehow they were alive, roaring and howling as the carousel spun faster and faster through the darkness. The bench she'd been sitting on had become a vicious hound. It yapped and growled as she clung to its black fur in terror. Chloe McBride has some reservations about spending the summer with her elderly great aunts, but her initial reluctance is outweighed by her curiosity concerning the tiny key that was sent with her aunt's invitation. She also anxious to put the memory of a disastrous piano recital as far behind her as possible. Convinced that the key was sent as a challenge to solve a family mystery, Chloe begins searching for her clues. When her investigations eventually lead her to a mysterious rosewood box, Chloe must confront her deepest fears and ambitions. It's literally less than 200 pages. I'm gonna eat it up. This sounds so good. This sounds so good, so spooky. I want to know what happens in this. And the last book, obviously physical form last book, because obviously there are so many good spooky season reads out there, but the last book that I have physically is called Moonstruck Madness by Laurie McBain. I love this cover. This cover is awesome. And there's sprayed edges. Okay. This one says, she's one thing by day, something else altogether by night. After escaping the slaughter of her clan at a young age, Scottish noblewoman Sabrina Varick provides for her siblings by living a double life, until the night she encounters the Duke, and her secret and all she holds dear is threatened. He's so disillusioned, he's completely vulnerable. With his inheritance at stake, Lucian, Duke of Camry, sets a trap for the Scottish beauty with the piercing violet eyes, never imagining what will happen when the trap is sprung. As their lives become irreversibly entangled, Lucian and Sabrina become each other's biggest threat as well as their only salvation. These books sound so good, so spooky, and just 10 out of 10 spooky season reads. So let's recap. We've got Moonstruck Madness by Laurie McBain. This one is going to be chef's kiss. I'm calling it now. Then we've got When the Curtain Rises by Rachel Dunstan Muller. This one is going to be kind of spooky. I'm calling it now. This one's going to spook me. Then we've got The Vanished Bride by Bella Ellis. I love a female-oriented book, and these are female detectives. This is going to be so good. Love Without Blood by Raz Steele. Please, it's a vampire romance. I'm gonna eat it up. Then we've got Drink of Me by Jacquelyn Frank. Once again, please, it's a vampire romance. I'm gonna eat it up. Then we've got Flight of a Witch by Ellis Peters. This one's gonna be cute. I think this one's gonna be cute, but I also think that I could still end up being spooked. I get spooked pretty easily, so yeah, I think this one's gonna be really good though. Then we've got Hell's Gate by Richard Compton. This one's really gonna spook me. Yeah, this one's gonna spook me. And then last we've got Final Exam by Geoffrey Meyer. I think I want to read this one the first thing in October. I think this is gonna be my first spooky season read. But with that being said, these are all of the books that I think that you guys should read in the spooky season. And like, you guys, look at how short some of these books are. So many good spooky season books, and these are all of the ones that I have physically. We're not talking about the ones that are on my Kindle. There's tons of spooky season reads. So, with that being said, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you leave a comment downstairs. Make sure you subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one.